Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Time for a few minutes of hacking. I don't have a whole lot of time. Oh. Yep. Yippers. Okay. All right. Twines. How long did that take? 60 milliseconds. Fine. $225 milliseconds. Let's look at the structures. Okay, for the first one, looks like it's just moving a quote around. Yeah. And for the second one, it's a little more interesting structurally. Called a list. Direct application of lambda. Okay. So yesterday we were playing around with twines, trying to make those more structurally interesting. And there's also things like using quasi-quote twines. I was just thinking last couple days about the subcento trick and whether or not there's a generalization of it. So, yesterday with just a quine, we did something like this. Okay, so this is just quine. Okay, so that's the regular quine. Should be at least. Probably. I mean, search order could make it different, but it's probably the right one, or the standard one. And then what we did was add an absento. So the E1 can't appear in E2. Yeah, and that changes the structure. And what if I say E2 can't appear in E1? I don't think that makes a difference at this point. Doesn't look like it. Okay. However, okay, so that's the E1, and this is the E2. So we have a lambda on the outside, and we have a quote here, but with this expression and that expression are the same. Okay, so it still has that shared structure. Now, with this sort of quine, I think there's always going to be some shared structure. I think that's just the way it works. I don't know if there's any other type of quine using list and quote on symbols and that sort of thing, and quoted lists that doesn't have this structure. As far as I know, they all do. Maybe I'm wrong. I tried doing something yesterday, it didn't work. I mean, seemed to diverge. Let's just think a second. I suppose we could add quasi-quote. I don't know if that's kind of like adding cons, because adding cons didn't seem to add much of interest. I mean, we had cons and lists, but I don't think structurally that was anything. And as far as adding another constraint besides absento, I don't know what that constraint would do. I don't know what semantics would be. I mean, one thing we could play around with is having two interpreters for two different languages and then go back and forth between languages. I've done that before. You know, I mean, a simple example is where one language has cons and one language has list, but those languages don't have the other. And then you go back and forth between them. You know, it's kind of cute. I don't know if there's anything, you know, okay, that might be something worth trying. And the reason is, when I tried that, I think that was part of like an advanced miniKanren hangout years ago. We played around with that. I don't know, I may have done that other times as well. But in any case, I don't think I'd played around with the absento trick version. Let's just do it real quick. I've only got a couple minutes. Maybe we can do it very quickly. So let's find Q. Okay, so here's our interpreter. Let's define q4.scm. Okay. Call it val listo. Well, that's not a good name. Evalo1, eval expo1. All right, let's do it that way. Okay. Let's just make sure that works. Yep. Okay. Now, yeah. Okay. Now we'll have another valo. This is going to be valo 0. Okay, I think that's it. Should be able to share the lookup O and the not an info. Those should be fine. Okay, that seems fine. Now, for val expo 0, we're going to remove list, or we'll change this. This is going to be cons now. Okay. E1, E2, V1, V2. Okay, cons, it's not there. Okay, we have to evaluate. E1 to be V1. Oops. E2, V2. All right. Try and go quickly because I don't have much time left. So let's just try that. Uh-oh. Oh. I'm trying to go too fast. I forgot to say what the value is. Okay. All right. Yeah, there we go. All right, so now we can do, we'll close that REPL, open a new one. Oops. All right, see what we get. Eh? Is that right? Here's a quoted expression. Interesting. Okay. And what if I swap these? Ah, it's thinking longer. Wow, interesting. Now it's got the cons. Okay, let's go back to the first one. Let's add an absento. Interesting, so that changed it. I don't know if this one will change it though. No, I don't think it would. Okay, let's try one more thing. P goes to Q. Q goes to R. Now we're back to 0. R goes to P. So it's like a thrine, but we're going between languages. Okay. What does that look like? Double quote. Cons. Okay, look. Cons, no lists. Okay. This is... Alright. Seems like it's shifting quotes around. Let's add one more. Q is not in P. Okay. Not sure about this one. Yeah, I think we're starting to hit some exponentials here and issues with conjunction. Okay. Let me just save this. And I think we'll be good. All right. Well, I think there's more to be explored with the interpreters for two different languages. Especially to do something that's more structurally interesting. I also think the self-reps, maybe it's time to start looking at self-reps. Okay. Well, that's it for me right now. Have a good one. Hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.